Alrighty, I just wanted to give you guys a before and after kind of picture shoot of this car when I got it. It's a 2003 Mustang V6 automatic. Was pinballed by a guy who was a drunk driver. It was on the side of the road and the guy hit it. So I just wanted to show what it looked like when I first got it to what it is now. And then when you guys watch the video, you can see all the steps to doing this. And thanks for watching and have a good one. All right, so it's kind of like part one here of tearing this down. If you watched my previous video, I explained about what happened to the car. So to get this bumper off, I tried to do a time lapse, but you really couldn't see me very well, so I figured I'd do it like this. You got all these little push pins you got to take out of here. You got to take a little Phillips screw out of here, and then reach your hand back in here, and then you got two 11 mil nuts here. There's two over here that obviously are broken off that actually go on this piece here on the inside of this. And then there's two plastic push pins from up below. And then this thing comes off. So your push pin goes there, there, here, here. And then this here, you got two 11 nuts. Then your bumper comes off. This is the junk pile. Garbage, the headlights junk. This is my save pile. I'm happy this front crash bar is actually just fine, and so is the foam. So this header panel here is busted, and we're going to take this off too. You got an 8 and an 8 there, so we'll zip these up quick. I'm going to try and take you guys along for this ride as much as possible in case you want to tackle this yourself. Those two there, and then that guy there. Both sides will have them here too. My other side obviously does not because it broke off. Oh, come on, there we go. The paint makes them stick a little bit into now, I believe that should be all the ones from. Yep. All right, there we go. Don't lose your hardware. Grab all your screws here, and if you're not sure where they go, label them so you don't lose them. And well, that one there is a little. There we go. Okay. Get your lights pushed through. You want to push through, you got a little socket here. Push through, don't just yank, push it through. Okay. Header panel's off. This one's busted. So in the pile it goes. Alrighty. Now, the nice thing about this is that this has just gotten a little kinked. If you look, it's just ever so slightly kinked like this. Red support looks straight, so does all this stuff. This is up a little bit. I'm going to take some vice grips and channel locks and try and bend this out a little bit just to straighten this up a hair bit. I'll do that later. Frame down here is just off ever so slightly. I'm going to try and pull it out a little bit, but this is all still in good shape. We're going to tackle the fender now. So this amazingly did not get damaged. How this didn't break, I don't know. But underneath here, you pull this guy up, and there's a screw there you got to get out. You got one there. Or wait, no, I lied. I'm sorry. That is not for the fender. That's for the hood hinge. Sorry. You got one here. You got one here. You got one there. And then you got those two are for the header panel, which may need to come off. I got pieces stuck everywhere in here. So let's just start getting, there's also one when you open the door up too, but we'll just start getting off what we can see here and go from there and hopefully get this thing torn apart here sooner than later to where we can start assembling the new parts, because I'd like to get this done, there it is, over the weekend. so I can drive this towards Monday. It's got a full tank of gas, and I kind of want to show it to the guy I got it from to show him that it was fixable. Oh, you bitch. Okay, we need another socket. That's the way she goes, boys. Just the way she goes. Also, if you're watching this, please subscribe and like my video. Check back for all my future updates and all the fun, extravagant stuff I do around here. Because I have tons and tons and tons of Mustangs, trucks, cars. I think I got 15 vehicles right now I work on that are mine, that I own. So, you know, check back for all that stuff. I do a lot of different fun things around here. There we go. That got her going. All right, move your hardware out of the way here so you don't lose it. Now, I do know from future or previous experience, there's 2 screws under this or bolts you gotta take out. So you gotta drop this Phillips off here. And there's 2 plastic pieces underneath you gotta get to. And then there is another bolt. Actually, you can see it right there. Right there. That one, you open the door up and you get right out with an extension impact. So I'm going to do that quick. Kind of hard to hold the camera down here, so I'll knock this out quick and then get you guys back and I'll pull the fender off, and I'll go from there. All right, so we're back. I got, like I say, the bolts up here out. So I'm gonna take this off and show you so you can see it better. Okay. When this sits on there like this, you got 2 8mm bolts. Open your door up, get a 10-inch extension, you can get right at them. You got 2 little push pin dealios on this piece here. This guy sits like this. So on your fender here, it's gonna sit up like so, okay? You have 2 push pins there you gotta pull out. They go in down there. When you pull this off, you have these 2 guys right here. Don't break those off. Take a flat blade and push these little tabs in. Comes right out. Mine did not break at all. It's in good shape. I'm gonna reuse it. Okay. Fender, clearly shot. Not gonna reuse this. I'll save the pony emblem. Shame too, the paint was super nice on this fender. But again, into the pile she goes. So now what we're gonna do here, so this tank is obviously damaged. Believe it or not, I have a spare tank for this. And I say believe it or not because I've had it sitting for a year now, wanting to sell it. Couldn't give it away. Sorry, just taking that off. So you got, this is supposed to slide into that. Clearly this piece has gotten bent. I'll have to repair this and push this out. And an 8mm there. We'll knock that out quick and keep going here. I've actually got a couple spare bottles here. So yeah, take your, oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Motor, I might hold on to that, but otherwise, in the pile it goes. Again, I got a good used one here I can use. Horns, clearly destroyed. So what I'm gonna have to do here, you see I got a bend and that guy there. Getting here though, it's not terrible. Definitely fixable. This thing here, we got more push pins to go here. I'm gonna take these push pins out and take that wheel well liner out. I want to show you guys something too that I had to do to get that fender off. There we go, got that piece off. Okay, so down here, both the bolts snapped off in here. I ground them flush. You can take an air hammer to the center of these and pop these out. There's a welded nut on the back side. Then you just run a nut and a bolt through it, okay? So if your breaker's off, don't freak out. Just grind them off, call it a day. Make it easy on yourself. we got some more plastic push pins somewhere in here. I can't see, but I can feel them. Let's see if I can rip this damn thing out. So, there we go. Two hands, much easier to do this with than one, but whatever. Well, okay. Got part of it out. I know a lot of you are looking at this saying, oh, that's kind of above my skill level. I get it. But honestly, it's not terrible to do. It's just a matter of making sure you have the budget to buy the parts, and then the skill level to at least do basic repair. I need a second hand to get this off. I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty, so we're back. There was another push pin way down there I couldn't see. Obviously you got one right here too I didn't get out. But whatever. Okay, so now you got all torn apart. The door I'm going to take off next. However, before I mess with the door, I want to get some new parts off the car. This hood here, I'm thinking, I'm kind of mad at myself for prying open the hood yesterday, which I mean, I had to do it to get the battery hooked back up because it was disconnected, but I actually had caused this. The damage here was from me. Now that piece and that there and this is from the accident, but this hood would have been salvageable. But I mean, this kind of gets me a little bit too far past what I want, so pull the hood off right away too, and I guess I'll have to dump the hood, but at least the Mustang insulation is still good. So what I want to do now is I'm going to take the battery out. This is clearly no longer square, but up here is pretty good. So I want to take off the horns, take the battery out, take a hammer, or I might take a chain and try and pull this out just a little bit. It's really not, it's not that bad. That little bit, because all this is still straight up here, okay? This is all still nice and square. This here is just a tad bit off, so we'll bend this straight, you know, get our sheet metal work done here. As you can see, the battery got pushed, the box is broken, so I gotta, you know, beat this back out a little bit, but nothing in here got damaged though. So we're good there, okay? So we're gonna take this all out, pull this all back. So, you know, in here, the only real rust I saw was a little bit right there. Otherwise, just starting to get rust in there. I'm going to grind that all down nice and clean it up, and just get that cleaned up so it looks decent. A little bit, you know, right there, but otherwise pretty clean car. Rad support's nice and clean, so, you know, you can see here it got bent in there, so we'll keep going here, and it looks like all the wiring is still intact and good. Pull this horn off. I got a new set of horns, well, not new, but, you know, a good used set of horns too. Cruise control module is all still in good shape, so yeah, everything about over here looks pretty good. Not sure what this is, a little weather seal or something, I guess. So, but yeah, all right, so we'll keep going here. I think what I'm gonna do, this hood, man, I don't know, I really kind of wanted to fix this because this hood has way nicer paint on it than what my other hood has, but it's damaged so much worse. I don't know. I'll come to the hood last. We'll do what we're doing here first and then do the hood last and go from there. But all right, I'm going to get this stuff all torn apart. Battery, if you guys want to know, this is not stock. This has been clapped and rigged by the previous owner. So you should have two 8mm bolts to take out. And that's supposed to be an 8mm down there also, or a 5/16 works. So I'm going to go ahead there and do all that, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so as you guys can tell, I got the car in the shop now. It's pretty cold out. I'm wearing this because I'm freezing and, you know, it's windy. Anyway, where we're at now is I got the battery tray out. Battery tray is destroyed. So I got the battery tray out. If you're wondering, you have two bolts that hold this on the side. There's two from down below. Obviously, this one was one of the down below ones, pretty rotted out. I had no choice but to use my extractors. The 8mm one, got it out just fine. You also have the battery hold down, which is this guy here. Stock, it'll be a 5/16 or an 8mm getting out. I'm very happy to look at this. So the frame here, that frame rail never got touched. It is maybe a 16th or an 1/8 out at the front here. I'm not even going to touch it because it's not bad at all. This is obviously pushed out this way, and so is this a little bit. So the next step for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this stuff off so it'll damage it, move it all out of the way, and take my big 20-pound sledgehammer and start beating this out towards the driver's side here, okay? So I'm going to beat it out that way. Same with this guy here, just to get that as straight as I can. And then the front end is ready for reassembly. And then what we'll do is we'll start going and disassembling that car and getting all the parts off of that and get this put back together. I'm going to switch this hood out. I'm going to take this off. As you can tell, it moved over. So we're going to take off these 2 screws, bolts, whatever you want to call them, for hood hinges. So I'm leaving the hinges, I'm going to leave on here when I take it off. These hinges are bent. So all you got to do is take off that and that, 2 8mm or 5/16. You have 2 ground wires right here. Ow, they're sharp, watch out. That go to this little spot there, 8mm 5/16, take that off. Then you've got your 2 normal 8 or 5/16 right there. Take those off and the whole hood comes off. I'm gonna lay a big blanket on my windshield, so in case this kicks back or falls, the big blanket will deaden the blow of this on the windshield, not to crack it. So that's going to be the goal here, is to do this as gently as possible. The right side has no damage. I'm going to fix this, put the new antenna on there. Otherwise, the whole right side is just fine. So I'm going to leave it that way. A couple scuffs here from previous, whatever, don't care. So that's the plan. And what we're going to do here is get the whole front end aligned first. I do want to kind of see, though, with that door, if I cannot get, you know what, I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm actually going to take the door off first. Because looking at this, the fender's going to cover up these bolts. So actually, I lied. I'm going to take the hood off, then take the door off and set the door aside, and then get that fender and stuff off of that, everything off of that car, and get the door done first, because I won't be able to access these with the fender on. So we are going to go ahead and do that first. So, all right, I'm gonna pull this off quick and we'll go from there. All right, so I got the hood off, laid it down. Quick note, I was not able to access these screw bolts. If you notice, this is bent. That far, it should go right between here. So I on both the 210 or the 410 nuts look like this. Go underneath those. Didn't want to damage my cowl here, so this one here is pretty much still okay, a little tight, but now you can get to these a lot easier. So we'll knock out these 2 8s on both sides of these hinges off. Those are also scrapped, they're bad. So we can now jump these guys off quick. And again, you know, if you're thinking on doing this because maybe you crashed your car or somebody hit it or whatever, and you're not sure if this is something you can do, I know it looks like a lot. It's really not that bad. I worked on this for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours last night, and a few minutes today so far. And really not. It's all bolt on, bolt off. If you can do a brake job on your car and, you know, suspension stuff, it's really not that bad to do this. Now, if you got to do the roof, you know, and or the whole frame rail's bent over, you know, then you might not want to consider it. But if it's just the bolt on and bolt off parts, they're not that bad to do. And there you go. Got that hinge off, which you can clearly tell is bent. Also, if you notice, I have all my blankets here. Did not need them at all. The hood never came even close to going backwards. I actually laid it down on the back down, lifted it straight up, and it came right off. But precautions, you don't want to cause more damage than you need to here if you don't have to cause any at all. So we're just going to keep going at this, and decided that, yeah, I'm going to pull the door off first, set it aside. We got to take the door panel off, put the window down, and get the what do you call it? The wiring harness disconnected here. Let's see if I can get this in there. There we go. Oh, don't lose your hardware here, folks. There we go. Now this hinge is very tight. And, oh, it is bent too. Yeah, that also got bent, so, okay. Well, junk. Now we got the whole front end basically torn apart. So I'm going to still go ahead here quick before I get the door taken off. We're going to straighten this out and get this all done here. So these are just Christmas tree clips here. Just yank those out. This is an 8. So is that. Another Christmas tree clip here. Okay, do that. Look at my 8. Move that guy out of the way here too. If these are rusted out, get some extractors. Try not to break stuff if you can help it. Okay. Now you want to get this as far out of the way as you can here, so you're not hitting this with the hammers. We're going to pound that out very thin. Shouldn't take much to pop that back straight. So I'm going to show you the hammer that I use because, you know, I don't like to work hard if I don't have to. So I try to use the biggest one I got, which I'm not sure I put the thing at. Okay, where'd my hammer go to? Thought it was over here. Huh. Okay. I don't, huh. Well, I gotta go and find my hammer. I have a gigantic 20-pound sledgehammer I thought was over here that is not over here. Well, what the heck? Normally I had it down in here. I don't know where my hammer went to. Did somebody steal my hammer? Okay, well, I'm gonna look for my hammer and then I'll bring you guys back because I don't know what happened to it. And I didn't think I had borrowed it to anybody. So I guess I will go and look for my hammer and I'll be back. Okay, so I found my hammer, 20-pound sledgehammer, it's heavy. Worked mint. I got this all popped out nice. I re-straightened out that frame rail. I was able to get this pushed back down now, so now that's, well, I gotta still put the little rubber piece back up in there, but you know, this is flat now, level. This is all squared up nice. I got that piece pushed back out to the driver's side. So now we have all it done. So what we're gonna do now is, oh, real fast tip though, sorry. I tried using this hammer. This is like a 3-pound sludge or something like that. Did not do a cotton picking thing. It was real hard to try and get into here with, you know, lack of room. It didn't move anything at all. I had gotten that in here, some real gentle wax, and the stuff, it came right off and went right through nice. What I would recommend doing, if you notice here, we have bare metal exposed, okay? If you leave that like that, this is going to rust. I'm going to fit the battery tray and make sure it fits. Then I'm going to go out and get paint that closely matches. It doesn't need to be perfect. I just want to get something on the bare metal. I'm going to come in here with my grinder and sand this down a little bit, hit that with paint. Come out here and just hit this with paint too. Just so this way it doesn't rust. As you can tell, paint flaked off there. It's not perfect, but it'll be good enough here. So now we're gonna get a battery tray in here, try and test fit it nice, and if it fits up good, we'll go get some paint, come back, and we'll reassemble the little bit up here first. We'll go get the hood off of that car and put on here. This way I feel like we're at least getting something accomplished. It'll look nice. And then we'll get the door taken off, the new parts off of that car and put onto this car, and get this project done. So, alrighty, so we got this pretty much good to go. I got this lined up kind of the best I can get it. It's a little closer to the belt than I would have wanted. I tried to massage this as flat as I could from back here, but it's not exactly the most perfect situation here, so, but it'll fit. Bolt holes will all line up right and get the battery tray bolted in. I have every color of spray paint here but red. So I gotta run to the store because I really like to paint this to match. I don't want to have black paint or blue or something, so I gotta stop and go to the store and get paint, come back, clean this up nice. We'll hit this with some paint, get the battery tray put back in here, get the new horns put on right away. I went and grabbed my spare coolant tank, so now we got a good coolant tank we'll put back on right away. And now we'll get that whole assembly, all that stuff put back on. And then we'll take the hood off the other car and get that bolted on right away with those hinges, and just make sure it lines up to that fender to start out with. And then once that's done, then we're gonna go and take this door off and we'll go from there. So I'll be going to grab some paint and come back and we'll get this project on its way. All right, so we're back from the store. I got this paint here. It's actually a GM color, but it looks pretty dang close. Not exact, but that's pretty dang close. It's even got the metallic flake in there. So we're gonna use that and just, you know, like I say, we'll sand this all down nice, and then hit this with paint. I gotta go. I'm buying a 2011 Nissan Rogue, that one on my channel. Getting it. My buddy didn't want to fix it, so I'm buying it from him to use for a daily. 137,000 on it, so gonna paint this quick and go and pick that car up, and then come back and finish this car up. So let me get some stuff out here and get the sanded down. We'll be right back. All right, so I had sanded this down, hit it with the paint. As you can tell, it looks a little darker. It's got to dry yet, but not too bad. Just took my wire wheel here, wire wheeled it nice. I'm happy with that. It just won't rust now. So funny story is I never actually looked at the paint code on this car to verify it was laser red. Turns out that it is G2, which is Red Fire Metallic Pearl. That one back there is E7, which is laser red. So they're not the same color, but they are pretty stinking close. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do here is I'll still put the panels on it from that car back there, and then just get a can, like a little half quart or something, or quart of Red Fire Metallic, and then just when I get the whole thing done on the side, I'll mask off the whole car and go through and do the hood and then the fender and the whole left side here in Red Fire Metallic, and make it match the car, because it's such a close color. I didn't even notice it until I went back there and just double checked the paint code, and so it really shouldn't look that different. It should just look like a faded left side here. So but yeah, so we're coming along here nice. I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit. I'm gonna go back there and start pulling off the parts off of that car while this dries, and then get the hood put on here, and just keep going at it, and I'll keep bringing you guys back as I make progress here. So again, if you're questioning your abilities, you know, it never hurts to try. Even if you're not 100% sure, as long as you have tools and YouTube and stuff, you know, give it a shot. See what you can do, and give it a shot. I mean, I'm not a body guy by any means. I'm a, you know, engine, transmission, rear end kind of guy, you know, big stuff like that. But this really has not been that bad of a job. It's day number 2. Only have a couple hours into it, and I'm already, you know, back on the reassembly almost of it. So we're gonna go and grab the hood and keep going here, and thanks for watching. Alrighty, so making our update on this car. Didn't film all this because, one, it's so cold out right now, my phone is fogging up, and the camera's not wanting to work right, but also on top of that, I need to get this thing done because it's already like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning right now. Where we're at now, I had gotten this all painted nice, got the battery tray bolted back in nice, a little closer than I'd like it to be, but it's fine. I got this pushed back in, I got this washer fluid bottle put in, all hooked up, ready to go. I got this header panel out of the other car, bolted in, ready to go, so that's all done. Got the bumper and the fender and the wheel well out of the parts car over there. If you notice, I put the hood back on this. I had to replace this bracket here. The old one was bent and didn't line up. The hood does not line up with this in the least bit. This is straight, and the hood, when you go to close the hood, the gap in the back is fine, and then right here is about almost 1.5 fingers of width. So I think the hood might either be tweaked, or once I get the other fender on, I want to see how the hood alignment is. I decided to reuse this hood and just re-fiberglass the parts that are bad and then paint it just a little bit, to where instead of repainting an entire hood like the one over there, if I can just fix this quick and just paint it and leave the rest of the paint alone to match better, I'd prefer to do that. I just pulled this door off here. I got it sitting right there. The way you get the wiring out is you pluck all these stupid Christmas tree clips on every single one, take your switches out, and pop this out of the door, okay? All this stuff has to be unhooked from everything in the door, and then you can pop that stuff all right through that hole, okay? 4 13-mil bolts, and the whole door comes off, easy as pie. I did not remove anything off of this except the door panel, which you have to do, and then the speaker to get your hand in there. So now I can take the stuff off of the other car here. Just really fast on this car, I want to show you guys something. This car has sat for a year, and it wasn't terribly rusty, but it's pretty rusty. But if you look at this is all rust that had fallen off of this thing, man. It got so rusted from sitting here for a year. Having this gravel with the wetness on it, just kind of had ruined this car. It's so rusted out now. I'll be scrapping this out. Just a shame. This rad support is completely gone. That thing, there's nothing left of the bottom. So this will be a good parts car. I'm going to get this door off and then switch the doors around. Well, put that door onto that car. And then once the other door is on that car, I'll put the fender back on. I got to still take the horns off this and put onto that car. And then we can get reassembling this one here. And I'm hoping to have this bodywork done by sometime later in the day. I'm not gonna mess with this yet, but if I get the door done, then I can put the fender on. And the fender's on, the bumper is just a few minutes in the bumper, and the whole front end will be put back on this thing. So I'm really hoping to get pretty far on this thing, to where I can, not have it be all open like this. So that's where we're at for an update, and I will get this done and come back and bring you guys back when I get a little further here. Alrighty, so we're making some good progress here. I got the new door put on. Lines up pretty good. Getting this to align was an absolute pain in the butt because, well, as you can tell down here, this is all pushed out, so I got to get that new rocker or that new quarter on here. But the gappage is a little bit bad here because this is all pushed out. Once you get to the front where the good stuff is, the gap is perfect, lines up nice. The door does open and close fairly good. The one issue I have, though, is when you go to close it, it doesn't latch the second. You gotta slam it very hard to get it to latch because it's to overcome the down there. But it does close, it is tight, it looks, you really can't even tell this is red fire metallic versus laser red. This door is so faded that it almost looks the same. The old door is right here. It's all gacked to heck and whatnot. So I'm really happy we're getting this thing done. She's really coming along nice. Got my wiring pushed back through in there. So now we're gonna put the horns on, put the fender on, get the bumper put on, and let's see how this bad boy looks when we're done. So we're gonna go from there and see what happens. All right, guys, so I didn't record a lot of this because I needed to get this car out of here because it's taken me a lot longer. Well, I shouldn't say a lot longer than I thought it would, but it took me a while. Anyway, where we're at now, we have the door fully reassembled here. Door gap, pretty good. Obviously, we got to still do the rear and the quarter and whatnot, but everything is reassembled inside. Everything works. You gotta still slam the door, but it does close tight. The door gap is pretty good. The reason why down here it's different is the 2 screws, bolts that go down there. The part of the fender they go through rusted off on this fender, so I can't put them back in. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. Wheel wells back in. Got this fender aligned nice. The fender alignment's not perfect, but it's pretty close. It's good enough for what we're doing here. So I'm not going to get all bent out of shape. Headlight assembly, obviously right there is not perfect, but again, it works. It looks pretty good on here. My bash job, you really can't tell all that bad. I mean, you can, but it's not terrible. Battery's back in, battery tray's in. I got the bolt hold down for that, so now it's held down nice. Plenty of clearance to our belt drive there. Put a new radiator mount on because it was busted up. So I got that piece just resting on there. I got to still align the hood. The hood's not aligned yet, but the whole bumper's on now. This headlight lines up fairly well. You know, this is a little close. I think this may have moved over just a touch, but not bad enough because, you know, the gap on the bumper and the fender looks real good. So it's I got the antenna put back on too here. So now we got the antenna all put back on. So really it came together nice. I'm real happy with this. You know, I don't know how many hours I have into it. Probably got about 12 or 15 hours into this so far maybe. And but now the front end though, I mean, now, you know, go back and look at the original picture of this. This was all destroyed. You know, door was shot, this was shot. I mean, just compare, you know, that fender, how that looks, and how this door looks right here being all messed up. And now, you know, we got still work to do, obviously, but from the door forward, though, it looks pretty dang good. Now, the paint color really is not that far off. I mean, you know, obviously you can tell in the video, it looks way off. In person, it's not that bad. But these pieces were pretty faded. However, if you look at the front bumper, though, over on this side, though, it's really not that bad. It looks a lot better in person. I mean, I know you go down like this, and honestly, I mean, you can obviously tell in the video it's a different color, but really in person, it's very, very, very hard to tell. So I'm happy. 10 feet away to look great. I'm going to go to bed because it's like 3-something in the morning right now, but at least I got my main goal accomplished and the front end is done. Also, I went with those headlights over the black ones back there because those black ones suck in the dark. And the guy, these were out of the green car I got. The guy already had LED lights in them. So I figured, well, heck, may as well put those in, make it look nice, you know? So I figured, you know, from over here, the car looks wonderful. It really does look good, you know? So we're looking nice. Also, I have decided to leave this interior just exactly the way it is. I'm not changing anything about it. I'm going to clean it. Only thing I have to do, that is still a tan handle, okay? The way these stupid doors are is there's a rivet you got to drill out and take all this horse shit off to get that handle off. It doesn't bother me that much to where I'm going to go through all that work right now. Once we get down to the fine details, I'll probably go ahead and do it. For now, I'm not messing with it. So just want to show you guys what it looks like. It looks nice. So yeah, but like I was saying before, You know, if it's something you're not comfortable doing, this was just bolting and unbolting parts. It really was not that bad to do. Yeah, the parts car back there, which is nice, but if you don't, you can still order a bumper, a fender, headlights, you know, so on and so forth. But yeah, so next we will, I got to still align the hood and put these little clips in right here, and the front end's all done. I will probably pull this outside and wash the door forward just to make it look halfway okay, because this is all dirty and nasty. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to come back here and we're going to take all the trunk interior out of here, take the light off and the bumper off, and then I'm going to try and bash out this for now. I don't really want to tackle the quarter right this second. I'm going to do it over winter, probably October, December. Wow, October or November. When I got more time, I'm going to pull that quarter off of this car and go from there. But at least I want to make this legal to drive for a minute. Just got to put a tail light on it. But it does look nice though. So thanks for watching, and stay up to date with my videos. Subscribe if you want to. Give me a like if you like to. But this is kind of like, I'm going to say part one of this whole big video. I mean, I know it was a lot of parts, but we got a good finished result, and that would be kind of be part two back there of doing the quarter and stuff like so, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. Bye.